Hey there, true believers. This is Robert Prevost, your host for Monstrous, the podcast. Hope everybody's doing well. This podcast episode is kind of going to be the one where I get my feet wet and, there's no guest to talk to. I just really want to give you guys an idea of what we have planned for the future. I'm going to start off by talking about our Facebook group because I think that is probably one of the most important parts to talk about. We are Monstrous. You can find us on Facebook groups. We started off as Monstrous Arkansas about 2 years ago. And recently, I decided it was time to expand. And we are now Monstrous so that we can cover all of the United States, all of North America, all of the Western Hemisphere, the whole planet. And we can talk about stuff from all over the world. And I don't want people to feel limited to just talking about Arkansas, maybe sneak in a little bit of Oklahoma here and there. But we'll talk about all of it. So in our group, we talk about various things. One of the biggest things is cryptids. So cryptids are the animals that are studied by cryptozoology. Cryptozoology in itself is the study of hidden or unknown animals. Now, usually what happens in cryptozoology and the study is kind of an expansion of biology and zoology. So they're looking for actual flesh and blood animals. So anything from relic dinosaurs to relic hominids, different types of whales that have been said to exist, lake monsters, Bigfoot is the big one, thylacine, different animals like that. And generally, none of these have any paranormal link to them. It's strictly flesh and blood. We're looking at them as scientific as we possibly can. The next one is going to be the paranormal and the supernatural. The paranormal and the supernatural have to do with a history. Well, paranormal has a history in parapsychology, where it was actually more of the study of the people who claimed that they had ESP or other sensory gifts. And that was started by different psychiatrists, psychologists who had an interest in that. And then it kind of bled over into the supernatural, which actually has more to do with ghosts, excuse me, entities, other beings like that. It even gets into angels, demons, the jinn, different stuff like that, which ties in with folklore. So folklore generally is related to religion, and although on the group we don't really talk about religion, we try to stay away from that. There are times, excuse me, where, it kind of comes into play. And we have to kind of tiptoe around it a little bit. Now on here, we might talk about it a little bit more. We might talk about it a little bit less. I'm not sure. I don't really want to get into that whole religious aspect of things. I really think it takes away from what we're talking about in here. And I don't really feel like giving somebody a platform to start either talking about how great their religion is or how horrible somebody else's is. So we'll see. Extraterrestrials. Everybody knows what extraterrestrials, aliens, UFOs, UAPs, all of that fun stuff is. We'll be talking about that on here. Different mysteries. So, there's the Bermuda Triangle. There's the Alaskan Triangle. There's different spots that just, seem to be vortexes. And we can talk about stuff like that. Conspiracy theories, one of my favorites. We can talk about those on here, and hopefully we will. We'll get into that with different guests talking about conspiracy theories. Anomalies. That's going to be a deeper conversation whenever we talk about anomalies, and a new study that I have brought up called anomology. Matter of fact, that is the title of my second book that I'm working on, is Anomology 101. And I'm sure that's going to annoy the crap out of some people. So we're gonna play around with that one. I'd like to say right now, I'm inviting other podcasters to please come on here, because nobody just wants to hear me talk and ramble. It'd be fun to talk to some other people and get some other points of view and see what people are thinking, what people are doing, what they're researching, how they research. TikTokers, we've got a couple of TikTokers in our group. One that I know of for sure. We've got several YouTubers, a bunch of researchers, investigators, eyewitnesses, and victims. Just like Sasquatch Chronicles, just like Strange Familiars, just like the Confessionals and all the others, it is much more interesting to hear firsthand accounts of what people have been going through and what they've been doing. And we really want to bring those people in. So I'd really like to talk to you. So if you have a story that you want to tell and you want to do it with me, come on here. We'll get in touch with me and we will do that. The evolution of the group, I talked about that earlier. We went from Monstrous, Arkansas to Monstrous. And we did that because, well, I started Monstrous, Arkansas, because one, I thought we really needed to focus on some of the stuff that's going on in Arkansas that is pretty interesting. You always hear about the Appalachians, you hear about the Pacific coast area with, Bigfoot, with Washington and Oregon and all that. And we always kind of get left out, we're the drunk uncle of the states. Nobody seems to want to talk about us or whatever, but I think there's a whole lot that goes on here. Arkansas is a gorgeous state in the first place. There's a lot of wonderful people that live here, and there's a lot of strange things that have happened here. There is a lot of history that goes on. And so we're going to talk about that a whole lot, and we're going to expand, and we're going to talk about everything in, the United States, in Canada, North America, all over. I mentioned the first book. I'm not going to get into that again. If anybody has any questions about the book, you're free to ask me, send me a message on Messenger, but I can tell you right now, you can find it on Amazon. Look for Monstrous Arkansas, or look under my name, Robert Prevost, and you'll find it. And if you do purchase it, if you do decide to purchase it, I thank you very much. And I really do want to hear your honest opinion of it. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever it might be. We are big about building community in this group. And we want to bring in other people. So like I said, we've brought in different podcasters, AMOK, Amok. There's Borderlands, or Bordertown. There's Amber Bowden Vance, who we brought in from TikTok. There's several YouTubers who are ghost hunters, paranormal enthusiasts. We've got several cryptozoologists who are coming in. We've got the North American Dogman Project has just come on board with us. And, a lot of fun. We talk about a whole lot of stuff. We're not limited to any one topic. We try and talk about everything. In bringing in other people in other groups, sometimes there's a little bit of worry that we're going to lose sight of our original mission, which is to build community. And I think sometimes our members get a little bit worried that, Robert's going to go off the deep end and it's going to be all Dogman all the time or all Bigfoot all the time. And it's not. It's absolutely not. We're going to talk about ghosts. We do research of our own. Monstrous does its own research. We're continuing an investigation right now into possible Bigfoot activity in Missouri. We've got some paranormal investigations coming up. We've got a whole lot of stuff lined up. It's just a matter of me getting it in the queue and getting it done. We want to grow the group. We're at 430 something members right now. And hey, I'd like to be at 1 million tomorrow, but I'm also kind of picky. I want people who want to be involved in the group. If you're one of those people who just wants to get into the group and you're just looking to simply just read other people's stuff, hey, you know what? You can probably do that on here. You can listen to the podcast, and that's actually what it's for. The group is more for people to get on there and really communicate. You know, to really people who really have an interest in it. We've had a problem with a lot of people joining the group in the past, and once they join, that's it. You never hear from them again. And to me, that just doesn't make any sense. I'm sure it's me rambling on about my pet peeve, but I want people to be involved. If you want to be involved, be involved. If you don't waste your time, and you know, find something that you do. Uh, in closing, ideas for future episodes. We have a bunch. There are quite a few different things that we are going to be talking about. I've been lining up some stuff in the future. Let me pull that up real quick and we'll get into it. All right. So we're looking at talking about the White River Monster, the Gowrow, the Water Panther, the North American Black Panther, the Maine Lion of North America, the Ozark Howler, one of everybody's favorites, the Wampus Cat, the Snoffus, the Kaya, the Giant Owls, Ghosts, the Moon-Eyed People, Goblins, the Other, let's see, the Blue-Skinned People, Places of Power, the Dogman, and we're even going to talk about sky jellies or sky whales. So, you know, and that's all depending on what other people are wanting to come on here and talk about. So if we have other hosts, or not hosts, but guests, yeah, that word, they come on here and, you know, want to talk about something else, I'm all in favor of that. Let's talk about what you want to talk about. Let's discuss the kind of things that you want to discuss. Tell me in the group, in the comments, what kind of shows do you want to hear? Because that's what we're going to do. Because that's what makes this podcast worth doing. Otherwise, I'm going to sit here and talk to myself. And as you can tell, I ramble on. And it's not pretty after about 15 to 20 minutes. So, okay, I just want to go ahead and I want to thank everybody for listening to this initial broadcast. I will work on learning the English language between then and now. And tune in on the next one. We'll try to have some fun. We'll talk about some other stuff. And like I said, if you've got any questions, if you want to be a part of the group, please join. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the group. I think it means a lot to the community, and I think it means a lot to the study, and we can move forward and be a better group of people accomplishing more if we work together. So, hey, again, thanks a bunch for listening to me ramble on for however long I've done this. So I'll see you next time, and you all have a great time.